Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of Disaster Retalk. Today, we're going to be talking about the incident, the China Airlines Flight 120 incident, and we're gonna kind of, go forth and back on how it did it, why it caught fire, and we're just gonna be doing some serious talk. Okay? So for those of you who don't know, China Airlines Flight 120 is an incident which is basically like a miracle in aviation history. So it was a scheduled flight from Taiwan to Naha, in Okinawa, which I love it there. It's beautiful. However, around 2007, August 20th, the 747 caught fire and exploded after landing and taxiing to Gate 3 area at Naha. 4 people, 3 from the aircraft and 1 ground crew, sustained injuries in the accident. However, the fire had been caused by a loose bolt puncturing a fuel tank. So, a little bit more of background history to this incident. The China Airlines aircraft had been delivered in 2003, like other 747 next generation aircrafts. If you don't know, the next generation aircrafts are at the time there were no 747 800, 900, no, there were only 300, 400, 500, 600s. Not even up to 700. So the next generation included the 700, 800, 900, and the Maxes. Because you didn't know, the Maxes are Max 8 and Max 10, which we'll cover in another episode of Disaster Retalk. So, it was equipped with the engines, which is highly efficient. There were 157 passengers on board the aircraft, 2 babies. And number 110 were from Taiwan, 23 were from Japan, and 24 were from other countries. The crew of 8 were mostly Taiwanese, with 1 Japanese flight attendant. So, wow. The plane landed normally at 10:26 a.m. local time and taxied to the gate area by 10:44. Ground crew noticed flames coming from engine number 2, which is the right engine, as the captain Yoshin Ko shut down in anticipation of gate connection. Informed about the situation by air traffic controllers, the captain ordered an emergency evacuation. All passengers and flight attendants managed to leave the aircraft safely through the 4 hatches using slides. After the last attendant had fled from the aft hatch, Captain Yu and First Officer Zhang Tao Wei, the last 2 people on board, exiled the aircraft through the cockpit window. Well, the pilots at the time and now in every aircraft, there were emergency exits inside the cockpit. The pilots used the escape rope to climb to the ground. But First Officer was knocked off the rope when the engine number 2 engine in the right wing fuel tanks exploded. So if you don't know the fuel tanks, they go underneath the aircraft, like circulate between the wings. Yeah. Triggering a large fireball that melted this fuselage. The captain subsequently leapt from the window without using the rope. Both pilots were uninjured and managed to run away, which, you come to think about it, it's 5 meters. How does he... Yeah, you know. Oh no. A 57-year-old Taiwanese man suffered from hypertension, and an 8-year-old girl from Hong Kong felt unwell. Both were sent to a hospital nearby. An aircraft ground crew member was hurt during evacuation on the ground, and a flight attendant, who was the last person to leave the cabin, fell over on the ground when the aircraft exploded. It took about 4.5 minutes, which, if you come to think about it, it's not really... Yeah. Until the start of firefighting actions. Japanese regulation requires a response time of 3 minutes or less. The delay was in part because the control tower could not hear the fire crew's radios requested permission to use the taxiways to reach the fire. With no response, fire crews decided to use a taxiway anyway without permission. The taxiways of Naha Airport were closed for an hour because of an incident. Following the accident, the Republic of China Civil Aeronautics Administration grounded all 14 remaining Boeing 747's 800s for China Airlines, Mandarin Airlines, and Republic of China Air Force for inspection of the fuel systems. The Japanese Civil Aviation Bureau asked the Japanese operators to do the same. No abnormalities were found and the aircraft returned to service. Well, the cause of the accident was investigated by the NTSB in Japan. It confirmed that the aircraft caught fire in the gate area and there was no sign of fuel leakage during taxiing to the gate. The investigation focused on the possibility that fuel leak led to fire. At a news conference on August 24th, investigators realized that a bolt, which has come loose from the sled track, had punctured the right wing fuel tanks, creating a few centimeters hole in diameter. China Airlines stated that they would compensate passengers if the F1,000 Taiwan dollar for every luggage lost. For maximum 2 pieces of luggage. And they stopped trading after the incident. China Airlines fell along with the Taiwan Fire and Marine Insurance Company. Due to the accident, the FAA ordered emergency inspections of wing leading edge slide tracks on all next generation 747 aircrafts. The EAD from the FAA operators to the JTSB had published the results of the investigation on 28th of August. So when the plane pulled out the flaps, when the plane retracted the flaps after landing at Naha, the track and hold that housed the inboard main track of the number 5 slat on the slat, inboard main track of number 5 slat, blah blah blah, creating a hole. Fuel leaked out through this hole, reaching the outside of the wing. A fire started when the leaked fuel came into contact with high temperature areas on the right engine after the plane stopped in the assigned spot, and the aircraft burned out after several explosions. Blah blah blah. So I'm not going to read all this here to bore you. However, you can also see this. You can also find this article in Wikipedia. Yes, I use my resources from Wikipedia. Wow, and Wikipedia is so well. It even has an article based on itself. Wow! So, if you're wondering what is my next episode about, here you go. Next episode is going to be about the Tenerife incident. So, I'll catch you next time on Disaster Retalk. Bye!